do is bring this topic up as a series of questions that I will ask specifically to fellow UW-Madison grad Jason Wilde, because Mark Tauscher, I love too much to put in an uncomfortable position. So,
we all do.
Jason,
I'm ready.
Let me ask you a couple of questions.
Jason?
That's exactly what's happening right now.
I know that you do not listen nor watch our show, but I do watch your own show, and I know that you pay attention to what I put out on social media. Have you heard me at any point recently be overly critical or even critical at all of UW-Madison or the football program?
I have not.
Okay. So that was an important setup. Was it necessary for Coach Fickell, who I think was, at the time, a hell of a hire and a great idea, was it necessary, in your opinion, for him to randomly take a shot at Bill Belichick this weekend?
No, I did not think that was necessary.
Okay. Did you read the statement that our athletic director, Chris McIntosh, sent out to fans, alumni, etc.? Did you read that statement, as I did? This is leading, I understand. As, by the way, we probably should ask you all for money.
I read that as... All right, we're not putting Tausch in a bad spot here, but
if I may interject,
you may.
So,
yeah,
I saw that letter. I don't know what time. It was middle of our show.
It was during our show. I read it afterward.
I looked at my email. It was in there, and I wasn't 100% sure. It could have been a myriad of things, in my opinion, that was going to be said in that letter. I think the first thing that most people thought was that, what you're saying, Evan, that it was we need more support. Well, if I may finish, and then you can go.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. After reading it and then kind of looking at it myself, what I took from that letter was there is going to be more of an institutional from Chancellor Mnuchin. There is going to be more institutional and more university backing of the football program for retention and recruitment for the football team. That is what I read. So that is why I believe Mac is asking for patience and whatnot. Now, you don't have to agree with that, and I think there's other people that are looking at it and saying the donors need to step up, we need to step up, the coaches need, everybody, because we all recognize what's happening is not anywhere near good enough. And matter of fact, it's the opposite of that. That's how I took that letter. Go ahead.
All right. No, that's good. I'm glad you did that. So now let's talk about where money like that comes from, right? So if you're utilizing budget that the university already has, we're saying that the university, which is an amazing academic institution first and foremost, will potentially reallocate funds to the football program. Maybe that's an option. Or maybe the goal is to increase the funds that the university has to work with for those funds to be utilized for football. So my question then still becomes, where does that money come from? How I read the statement yesterday is almost as if, again, my reading of this, we didn't want to have to be in sales. But now we realize we have to be in sales. Where I believe other universities, other athletic departments, realize number one thing we need to do in sports right now is make sure we have people that are so connected to the community that they live in this case Madison, to the alumni base, to the ex-players, all sportsmen and women, to make sure that we're funding for ourselves, in essence. I think other universities seem to realize you can't actually let your game do the talking. You have to talk in order for your game to do the talking. And how I read it is now we realize we're in sales. For example, I was at an event. I was introduced by someone of prominence to someone high up at UW Athletics of prominence. And I was told by the introducer, boy, that was weird. I said, why? And the person said to me, you have a pretty big platform. You're at a UW-Madison event. If I were that person, I would try to feed you stuff to basically be a shill for the university. And I said to the introducer, well, I would have done it, but I wasn't fed it, right? So I would say, of sports media people that are UW-Madison grads in the sports world, Big Cat is far and away the biggest. I'm not saying I'm second. What I'm saying is the platform I'm on is enormous. And I'm not saying I would be biased in the favor, but having information maybe ahead of time, maybe to be an inside person in a positive way, not unfair, not immoral, would be something you take advantage of. That was not taken advantage of, right? Again, it's not just me. It's how many people in the community right now can say that they have a personal relationship with AD and football coach. And maybe it's thousands, and I don't realize. I do realize that so many people say that about the basketball coach, because the basketball coach realized in order for me to just coach basketball, I have to be in sales first. That letter yesterday almost was an admittance of we got the order wrong. It doesn't mean we got the people wrong. It doesn't mean we can't get it right. It's we thought football would bring money in. Money's going to bring football in.
Yeah.
Wow, that was good.
That was good.
Jason.
It was
very profound, Evan. Very profound.
I think you make a good point, but I disagree in this way. I just thought it was incredibly, and again, it pains me to be this person on this panel, but I found it to be tone deaf. There are a lot of people that are extremely frustrated with where the program is, and basically the way I read it was, well, that's because we're not giving it enough support. That's basically the reason why the program is where it is. And I found that to be...
It's our fault? Like, it's our fault as alum and fans?
Yes. And look, I have not contributed to the NIL funding, so if you want to blame me, that's fine. I'm not Big Cat or Evan Cohen.
You read it as like,
Yes,
I'm not Big Cat.
You're right. I was making a joke, but yes, that's how I read it. And again, look, I don't understand what exactly would placate the fan base right now. I would
Let me ask you this, Jason. If that statement yesterday, because I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to really hone in on what you're saying.
Yeah.
If that statement you read yesterday, I haven't done a good enough job connecting with you so you can support us.
Yeah, I read it as we need more of your money or we're going to be bad for a really long time.
No, I'm saying, would you rather have read it as the way I just said it?
Yes.
I am the athletic director. Mm-hmm. I have not done a good enough job of connecting with you, alumni, fan, former player, in order for you to understand the importance of supporting us. This is on me, and I plan to connect with you in a way that I haven't previously to make sure you understand the greatness of this university and this program, and I'm starting immediately. I'm bringing people in. I'm bringing alumni in. I'm bringing fans in. I got a private tour. I'll shout out Ben Brust, who set my family and I up with a private tour of the Kohl Center with some of the staff from the basketball team. I can't tell you how wonderful they were. And maybe there are a million other people that have done that from a football perspective, but now is the time where you're going to have to go all in with this. Go look at your season ticket, your season ticket holders. How many of them have been to the locker room that Tausch played out of? That they like. I know that sounds stupid, but that's the kind of. Well, you get what I'm saying. The grassroots stuff to make people feel like they're a part of it needs to happen. If it's not, I don't know that it's not, but if it's not.
Yeah,
so
especially
Jason,
if you're asking for money.
If you're advising Mac or the UW, you already had your meeting with the State Journal a couple weeks ago. How would you advise Mac to go forward from a messaging standpoint?
So
because the message is going to The message is going to be, what is it, Rorschach? Is that what they?
Yes,
where you're going to hear and
Rorschach
see what
test.
you
You're
want
gonna
to
see what you- yep.
or some razor,
Yep.
Oxum's
No,
How about
razor.
sitting down with the two of you for an hour? How about sitting down with Alvarez on his show for an hour? How about sitting down with KBN for an hour? I mean, do the rounds. Be out there.
So
You guys, let's be honest, you guys are as safe a landing place as anybody from the university could be a part of it. And when I say safe, I mean questions that need to be asked will be asked, but they will be asked from two people that want to see the best from the school that they graduated from, right? And so I think, I don't know the answer. Has McIntosh ever been on with you guys in studio for an hour?
Not in studio, no.
Has Fickell ever been in studio with you for an hour?
No.
Their studio, the university studio. not ours.
Jesse, have either of those two ever been on Barry's show with you and Tarek and Derek?
No.
Okay. Now I can't assume that Jesse's requested these people. They're A-listers in Madison and the state of Wisconsin. I can't assume that.
He doesn't book guests.
That's not his deal.
I can guarantee you an invitation has been extended to Chris McIntosh to join us at any time he would like to join us on the Barry Alvarez Show.
Right. So literally, him sitting there and this simple question, Chris, what has gone wrong? That's it. We're done. Every answer, every question after that can go based on that. What has gone wrong? Why have things gone wrong? How have they gone wrong? What will go right? How will they go right? Why will they go right? What can we do to help? What do you need to do better? Why should we believe in the program and the athletic department moving forward? These are not difficult questions. The answers are difficult, but the questions are not. And you're saying, what can they do? We need you in more of a human setting. Go drive down to Chicago, knock on Barstool's door, and say, Big Cat, I'm here. Let's go to work. Fly in, knock on our door in New York at ESPN. Let's go. We'll put you on. Let's go.
Don't you think, Evan, that the worst thing, aside from their own issues themselves, with their program and the failures and the back-to-back shutouts and everything else, don't you think the worst thing that's happened to Wisconsin football is Indiana football?
No, because I think you're assuming that Wisconsin fans think about other Big Ten schools. I don't necessarily think about it that way. I think when we're good, we do. Because, Jason, Indiana is so far above what we are right now. Like, can we be Iowa first?
Well, what I'm saying is that
Can we be
because
Illinois?
I definitely have alumni friends that the first thing out of their mouths is, why is Indiana able to do this and we're not? That is the first thing I hear from them.
This is the thing. I don't believe the hire was wrong. I believe it hasn't worked out yet.
Right, and I'm not saying that if they had hired Kurt Signetti, whose brother was the Packers quarterbacks coach for a brief period, and I don't know Kurt Signetti at all, I'm saying they must have gotten it right more than just the coach, right? They're not Is Indiana winning purely by the force of nature of Kurt Signetti's personality?
Well, but remember, he brought everybody with him from James Madison.
I
so
understand.
We're going to find out after that
Yeah,
whole group
I get it.
graduates.
But they're like second in the country, right? They must have.
Right, and Coach Fickell had one of the best teams in America at Cincinnati, right?
In
So
a
it's not like he
previous
hasn't had
incarnation of college football, though.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. I mean, this is the
you're
thing.
right.
Like, we're not heading right now in the right direction, and it's sad with someone like Jason Wilde, who wants to just not take a stance on things as much as possible, takes the strongest stance of everyone speaking right now.
Harsh but fair.
Right.
Harsh
They
but
got
fair.
Jason Wilde to turn on them without ever talking to Jason Wilde. Jason Wilde will turn on you once you say a word to him, then he'll turn on you. But without them saying a word, that's tough.
Not sure if
That
you're
is
speaking
true.
from experience or what. Look,
Evco,
Not currently, I
go
don't
ahead,
feel that
Jason.
way, but in the past.
look, the bottom line, for me anyway, is that I have a much greater level of respect for people that take ownership. I have said this about Jordan Love multiple times. It's Aaron Rodgers week, by the way, in case you haven't heard. Packers playing Aaron Rodgers. No, they're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, Matt LaFleur told us. But Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers have been epically great players. Did they take ownership when they made mistakes publicly? That was not one of their strengths. I am a big believer in, hey, we've screwed this up. We need to be better. And the tone of the letter as I read it was, we need more of your money. It did not strike the
that's how I
tone
read
of,
it too.
this is on us. We have not navigated the waters, the choppy waters of this new era of collegiate athletics the way we needed to. And that's on us. We need your help, but we have a better idea of how to do it now. This is the conversation we've had with Luke Fickell when he's been on the show, with Chris McIntosh when he's been on the show, with Greg Gard when he's been on the show, is that it is hard. And I get it's hard. It's hard for anybody that doesn't have Phil Knight's Nike money like Oregon does, or the SEC schools that are powerhouses that have the money that they have, or Penn State that can afford a $49 million buyout.
Jason, so
Evan,
let's talk about that for a second. So I don't remember who told me this, and I apologize for not remembering, but it was one of the smartest things I heard. And it was a hypothetical example, but it also could be used practically. I was talking to someone, and Tausch may know, I don't remember this, and they said to me, if you don't have NIL money or enough for football, do something that no one else will want so they can't take your players. So what are you talking about? The person said, run the wishbone offense. No one will try to get your guys because no one runs the wishbone. If you're going to say, what do you expect us to do? We need more of your money. Well, there's a reason the movie Moneyball exists. It's finding value where others don't. Like, the Oakland A's have won a lot of games. Tampa Bay Rays have won a lot of games doing things differently. So, if Wisconsin, I'm making up numbers, operates on $1 million budget, but Ohio State and Michigan operate on a $20 million budget, where's your money ball? What are you doing that others don't to make up for the cost? Do something where somebody would say, I don't want those players because they literally can't fit in my system. They haven't done any of that. Tausch.
Yes.
Can I ask you a question? Let's pretend. Yeah. You've done a good job staying out of this, and I think Jason and I deserve a ton of credit for keeping you out of this. So please, a thank you note from you to us afterwards. I would like a dramatic reading. Of the McIntosh letter by Jesse Nelson in multiple accents at some point. So like his Boston accent, the British accent. I'd like the McIntosh letter. Mark Tauscher, if you were the AD, I don't want to say if you were Chris McIntosh, if you, Mark Tauscher, were the AD, let's say Mac won the lottery and he's like, Tausch, all yours, I'm out of here. I don't need to do this anymore.
All right.
What's your first move? Yeah. What are you doing, Tausch? What's your first move?
I don't know. It would be irresponsible for me to answer that without knowing what's going on behind the scenes. Like, so it would be irresponsible for me to answer that question.
Oh, well, then you just answered the question. Your first move would be to truly. No, yes, you did. Your answer would be to truly investigate. Not that there's something wrong, but to learn what is going on behind the scenes to get us to the place we're at right now. Then that's your first move.
There you go.
Inside out. You're looking inside out.